Hello. So I'm going to demonstrate my J-hook wrap. I use it for a variety of things. It's my most common leg shot. It's also the Wednesday night special that some of you will know from fighter practice. Same shot, different target, depending on where your opponent is. But it's a basic wrap shot that's going to land about there. I'm using this so you can see my hand. Got the edges marked so you can see the edges. So this basic wrap out of guard is a drop. The important thing about this is if you watch the tip of my sword, you're going to see it go through a large circle all the way behind me and hook here. And this is where I turn my hand over. On the way down, I'm triggering. So I'm going from a loose, comfortable grip, open, and I'm closing my hand as it comes down back here. All of my speed, all of my energy comes before I turn my hand over. Once I turn my hand over, it's all about targeting. At the end of the shot, it's very important. You don't want to come flat. You want, at the end of the shot, I'm rolling my wrist, I'm actually rolling my entire arm, elbow out, palm down, edge on target. I can throw it at various ranges, I can reach out with it. And if you watch the tip of my sword, you're going to see it comes down low, and each time I'm making contact, I'm in an upward approach to the target. So if there's a shield out here, I'm hooking under that shield. And still rotate at the end, put the edge onto your opponent. One of the ways you can tell whether you're throwing it right or not, if you're throwing this against a pel, when it bounces off the pel, it should bounce straight out away from the pel. If you throw this and it skitters up the pel, you are flat or partially flat throwing the shot. When you land it solidly, when you roll that sword into it, it bounces away from the pel and you'll feel the impact. It's a very hard hitting shot thrown properly. There's a bunch of little pieces of mechanics to it that I can get into. If you ever want to come try it out in person, I can get into some details because there is hip mechanics in it. I'll try and do it slow. Usually when people try and cheat this, they get in a rush. They want to get to that target. So instead of letting that tip come back there behind them and go through that whole arc to give you that upward angle into your opponent, you get in a rush and you end up with this. And you end up with a level shot or a downward shot. Level shot's okay, except that it's likely to intersect a shield. Downward shot is very bad because it's probably going to intercept your opponent's calf or ankle. People throw downward shots like that, don't make friends at fighter practice. So if you want to do this against a legged opponent, this is the shot that I hit people in the ribs under their shield. It's the exact same shot. The mechanics have very little difference. The setup is very different. When I throw this against a legged opponent, I usually come in and set them up a little bit. I've got my nice big heater here. I usually come in and attack the other side. Attack to there. Get their attention away from the ribs I really want. The sword comes up, my shield comes up, everything comes up. And there's the shot. You'll see that angle. I'm cutting diagonally up through the body. Takes very little effort to put lots and lots of power into it. I'm not putting a bunch of muscle into it. It's a very relaxed shot. It's a very whip shot into the target. You can double up on it. Back through that same arc. And follow it up with a flat snap. So that's the basics of my J-hook wrap. Anybody that wants to, I'm happy to work with you in person once we get to being able to work in person again. And for those of you local, I usually have a Tuesday night get together to do pel work once we get things opened up again. But that's the basics of my J-hook and the Wednesday night special.